We have been married for nearly 12 years, and while we may not have many big, huge, massive, heated kind of arguments, we've had quite our fair share of disagreements. And in this video, we're going to be looking at how we solve our conflicts.
Yes, we do.
So stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to know why we sometimes lose some sleep.
Yes, we do. Don't bring up irrelevant stuff. You deal with the actual issue at hand. Don't bring up all the issues that can be brought up.
Yeah. Because
that's not kind. And literally the Bible says, be ye kind one to another. It's not fair to just load everything on to one argument.
Yeah, so an example could be like, maybe I want somebody to put up a certain shelf somewhere in our house, and
it's
I'm
impossible.
waiting for it, but while I'm talking to him about the shelf, it'd be really harsh for me to be, and also you didn't take the bin out, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do that, and you didn't. It's not really fair, because actually what we're talking about is the shelf, and just to sort of, yeah, it's not kind.
Do you notice how quickly she was able to list all the things?
I listed 2 things. I listed the shelf and the bins. I don't know, women out there, you can relate to the bins, I'm sure.
No, there was at least 3.
And
the point is, I won't remember any of the things that I don't have any ammunition, man. It's not fair. So you got to be careful and just stick to one topic. Believe that is important, all right?
Be kind.
So stick to one topic. Your turn.
Number 2 is no silent treatment, and I'm going to be honest, this is a thing that women are known for, and so ladies out there, don't be one of them. Okay, don't give your guy the silent treatment. It's not fair, and the whole thing like, well, he should know what I'm feeling. He has no idea. He's got no clue. No offense to you, but he has no clue, and so don't give him.
I don't feel offended. I feel vindicated. I actually feel vindicated.
Was it with vindication?
Come on.
Yeah, so
yes. Hold on a minute. I got tears. Sorry.
So yeah, talk it out. Don't just blank them. Don't ignore them. You need to talk it. You need to discuss. You cannot read each other's minds. We're not created with, what is it, telepathy?
That's correct.
Yeah. We're not made with that. So you need to communicate. Don't give the silent treatment. It's not useful for anybody, and you end up just like sort of going into your own head and building things up way worse than what things actually are in the first place. So yeah, no silent treatment.
Well,
Number 3.
Which is connected to the silent treatment.
Yeah. Don't bottle it up. But yeah, early in our marriage, I was so guilty. Even in our like pre-marriage relationship, I was really guilty of this. Yeah, and so what would happen was I wouldn't say anything for ages, and then it'd be like an explosion.
I've got ammunition now. I've got ammunition right now. Right now, I've got ammunition.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. When you did number 3, which is bottling everything up, you also did number 1. Because it was like, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this.
Yeah.
That wasn't easy.
Okay. So a slow fizz is way easier to manage than an exploding can. So don't bottle things up. I mean, sometimes you need to give each other grace, because I know for example, when we first got married, communicating, going through and explaining what I felt. I don't know about anyone else out there, but sometimes with emotional issues, I just start crying, even if I don't want to cry. I just cry. It's very irritating. Anyway, so because I did that, I didn't say anything, which then meant everything just didn't get said. And so, you know, thankfully he was very kind. But yeah, give your other half grace and thinking like they're not going to always know exactly how to explain themselves.
So number 4, and this is really important, especially if things get hot, which sometimes they will. Politics, religion.
In the UK, there are things you're not supposed to talk about at work, just for a bit of context.
This does not apply in my workplace.
It really doesn't in his work.
Wow. Anyway, things can get hot, and that's fine. Even in a debate, which is actually a good-natured debate, still things can get hot.
Yeah.
But have a legitimate reason if you're going to leave the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just, and if you're going to walk, you actually can't finish the conversation. You just can't walk away like that. You have to have a good reason. A good example would be the kids have fallen off a ladder. That's a really good one. That hasn't happened, but that kind of thing, you know, because, you know, it needs to be something important, otherwise it's not resolved.
But also explain to the other person, like, like for example, he doesn't always hear the kids. He has the amazing ability to filter out stuff.
Yes, I do.
But like, I hear them, and then like I'll be like, oh, 1 minute, I'm coming back. I'm not walking off, and then I'll go to the kids, and then come back, and we can continue the conversation.
Right. Which means it's also the other person's. This is really important. That means it's the other person's responsibility to pause.
Hit the pause button.
Because you could have all of the thoughts. Oh, I can win with this. I can win with this. I can win with this. No, make a tea or something, right? And pause, and then come back to where you actually were.
Yeah.
Because that's also not fair. You've taken extra time when the other person was dealing with the kids falling off a ladder or something. You know.
Yeah, but
right.
My kids don't fall off ladders.
It was an example.
Yeah,
man.
don't just like slam the door. I've had enough. Slam the door. Don't.
Oh, slamming doors is just like the.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Also, it's not Door's fault. Come on, it's not Door's fault.
So this is the second part of our conflict resolution series, and so if this is something that you're having value out of, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next part of the same series.
That's right.
Exactly.
Number 5. Number 5. Flush the thing if you can. Get rid of the conversation in your mind afterwards. I am really good at this.
Yes, I'm very thankful for that. It's really good.
The problem is she's less good at this.
Yeah.
And that is difficult for me because I know that I carry things that I don't even know about. That's a tough one. Anyway, flush it if you can. And that really does mean, okay, you've dealt with the topic, you've reached a conclusion, whatever the conclusion is. It doesn't necessarily mean that one of you is actually right. It could be the both of you, this is important, the both of you could be against the problem, you know? And you've got the answer now, one way or the other. Flush the conflict. That's really important. If you don't flush the conflict, then you'll end up with bad thoughts towards each other, and nobody wants that. Which kind of, to me, I guess it kind of connects to number 6, which is no rushing.
Yeah.
You can't just blurt things out, say da 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 da, and then finish and expect it to be done.
Yeah, like you get home from work and like before the dinner goes on the table, well, this, and this. Thank you, let's go eat dinner peacefully with our children right now. Thank you very much, bye.
That's not conflict resolution. That isn't even conflict. That's just telling me things and then walking off.
That's not right.
No, that ain't fair.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Well, you don't do that. So
be kind one to another, tender-hearted.
Forgiving one another.
Yeah, that was the next
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Forgiving one another.
As Christ has forgiven. I think it's as Christ has forgiven us.
We'll put the reference down.
Yes,
down
that's
there.
right. We will do that. We will do that. Number 7. This is really important, and I think we did this quite early on actually.
Yeah.
Both of you need to accept the rules of engagement.
Yeah.
Because if one of you has different rules in mind about, well, this is how we resolve things that we don't agree about, and the other person has a completely different way, then you both might think that you've resolved it and you've won. I put in quotes, right? And neither of you have won.
I've slammed the door on you. I've won.
Well, that would be the worst.
But
That's a non-finish.
To you, it's like I've won because you didn't finish your argument. So
that could be that. But anyway, you both need to agree in the rules of engagement before you even have a conflict.
Yeah.
Do it when the time is calm and at peace and with no problems, and say, right, if the time comes when, and let's work on the if, because you don't necessarily have to have conflict. If the time comes when we have conflict, how should we deal with this?
Yeah, and it's never too late to make your rules of engagement, no matter how long you've been married or how long you've been in a relationship for. You know, it's never too late to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Look, we're having this when we have a conflict. Can we just decide these rules are in place?
Yeah. Here's some suggestions that I can have off the bat. Make a tea. Have a breath. Take time. You don't have to sit down. We do everything in the kitchen like that. because it's the most appropriate place for us to do the thing, so we can get stuff done and we can eat, etc.
The snacks are there.
The snacks, because we could be in for a long one, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, we don't argue very much, but we do have debate often.
Yeah,
often.
And bickering, like we said in our last video.
But even when we're not bickering, this is the thing. Debate is healthy, and debate demands resolution one way or another, doesn't it?
Yeah, which leads us on to our 8th point, which is the reason why we often lose sleep when we have a conflict. And that is because one of our biggest rules, in fact, our biggest rule is that we do not go to sleep if we have a big...
That is right.
If we have, not a big, but if we have a conflict, we don't go to sleep.
We don't sleep.
Sometimes we hear the birds.
Yeah, it has to be resolved before sleep. And it's actually scriptural. It says about don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Well, very often, if we've got a conflict, it's 4 a.m. We're still dealing with it until it's dealt with.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not about winning or losing. It is dealing with the thing, whatever the thing is.
Yeah, and that's really helped.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even before we got married.
Yeah. I agree.
We had things that we just needed to hash out or work out or decide on things, then we would stay up till
whatever time it took.
Even on a school night.
Even on a school night.
Yeah.
Or a work night.
Yeah, or a work night. But I work in a school, so it is a school night.
But that was a rule from early on, before we were even engaged. That was a rule, and that is personally my top tip. Don't let it finish. You have to. Some people prefer to sleep on it, and I guess
not be tired or something.
Yeah, you do you, and I think we've only ever done that one time. I can't even remember what the thing was about.
I think we just fell asleep.
Can you imagine?
But I think like you may be wondering how are you falling asleep having a debate? I think we don't necessarily like stay in our kitchen the whole time. We'll like start getting ready for bed.
Yeah.
And continue it as we're getting ready for bed, and like as we're in bed, sort of just lying next to each other talking.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's top tip.
That's the top tip. Don't allow yourself to actually go to sleep until it's finished and resolved. And it must be resolved, not finished. Do you know what I mean? It has to be finished. And that's it.
So, if this video has had any value for you, hit the like button and consider subscribing so you don't miss the next part in our series.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So until next time, bye.
Bye.